Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Bug-Eyed. Welcome to my channel, and today we are doing the color wheel challenge. So let's get right into that. The color wheel challenge is where you get this color wheel or any color wheel of your choosing, and you draw a character for each color. I think there are some benefits to doing challenges like this, such as practicing art styles and techniques, and I'm really glad that I ended up doing it because I think by the end of this challenge I did learn a few things from my journey. Anyways, let's get right onto the characters that I chose for this video. Starting with number 1, which is red, we have, drumroll please, number 1, red, is Blossom from the Powerpuff Girls. The Powerpuff Girls is a show centering around 3 superpowered little girls, and Blossom is their leader. I watched this show all the time growing up, and I'm pretty sure everyone here has seen at least a few clips from the show. It's very, very popular. I tried to mix the show style with my own style, and I'm pretty sure they contrasted very well together, because I had no issues drawing her at all, and I'm really glad with how she came out. Blossom is the very mature and smart one in the show, but she's also a little girl, so I gave her a fun, cutesy pose because while she's mostly very mature and serious in the show, she can also be very fun and silly like her sisters. On to the next character, which is number 2, Orange, and for Orange we have Flame Princess from Adventure Time. I'm not a huge fan of Adventure Time, and I never really have been, but out of all the characters in the show, Flame Princess has always been my favorite. She's just always been a really creative character to me, and I love her arc and the way she grew as a character in the show. And I've also been really infatuated with her design ever since I was a child. It's very creative and very beautiful. I've drawn so many little doodles and sketches of her. Once again, I tried to mix the show style with my style by giving her arms like that noodle effect that Adventure Time has. And I gave her a very relaxed pose because she's a very chill character most of the time. On to character number 3, which is Yellow, we have character number 3 is Fluttershy from My Little Pony. I think this is when everything in the color wheel starts to go horribly wrong. It was a huge mistake for me to choose to draw animal characters on this because I cannot draw animals for the life of me. That is something I definitely need to practice. However, I chose her anyways because she just felt like a really fitting character on this wheel. I really love her color palette. Pink and yellow just really speaks to me. It is so cute together. Fluttershy is a very, shy character. It's literally in her name. She's very soft-spoken and caring and sweet, so I tried to give her a pose that felt fitting for that. But I did try my best, and I think that she turned out well compared to the other animals I've drawn on this. You'll see what I mean later. Just like Adventure Time, I've never really been a My Little Pony fan. It's a very cutesy show. Not my personal cup of tea though. On to number 4, which is Green, and for Green we have the character I chose for Green is Peridot from Steven Universe. Peridot is my favorite Steven Universe character, and Steven Universe is my favorite cartoon. Steven Universe is basically a show that centers around Steven Universe, and Peridot is a friend that he encounters later on in the show. She is a very mathematical, smart character, and she's very squared personality-wise when he first meets her, but later on she eventually opens up and accepts friendship and love and the earth and becomes a very sweet character, and she's very happy. She is also a very expressive character in the show about her emotions, whether it be anger, sadness, annoyance. So I tried to give her a very expressive pose to match that energy. And yet again, I tried to match the show's art style with my art style, just so that I don't have to keep repeating this. I did that with every single character that I draw on here. Unlike other characters that I drew on here, I think I did very well with matching the Steven Universe art style with my own art style. The Steven Universe style is very just, not plain per se, but it is very typical cartoony art style, whereas mine is very focused on softness and roundness. So I was very indecisive on how I wanted to draw Peridot, but I think I came to a good conclusion. Before we move on to the next colors, I think you deserve a warning. I did very, very poorly on these next two, and it is absolutely not great. For number 5, which is cyan, we have For cyan, I chose Gumball from The Amazing World of Gumball. It was between him or Miku, and based on the other characters that I had planned for this, I think he fit better. Miku is a Vocaloid idol. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Whereas Gumball is from an actual cartoon, so he was basically my only choice. Despite that, I wish I had chosen someone else, truly, because I cannot draw animals at all, and I'm very disappointed with how he turned out. I was thinking about drawing his humanoid version rather than his cat version, just to spare myself the trouble, but if I had done that, it wouldn't have made much sense because I drew Fluttershy as her pony version rather than her human version, so I wanted it to all match. There's also the fact that I only wanted to draw characters that I enjoyed on this color wheel. I didn't want to draw any characters just because they matched the color. I wanted to draw characters that I loved and felt attached to. In the end, the matching my art style with the show's art style thing really did not do great here, especially with the case that he is an animal. I tried to make him less flat by adding little curls to his fur and giving him paw pads to add to my cutesiness of my art style, but it doesn't look very great at all. It looks terrible and I hate it so much. Number 6 on the color wheel is dark blue, and for dark blue I chose For dark blue, we have Bluey from Bluey. The episodes usually consist of Bluey and her family playing games or going on silly adventures. It is such a cute show and I love it so much, and while it is made for children, it also caters towards other age groups that may be viewing. I would honestly be lying if I told you that I haven't cried to this show before. On multiple occasions. And yet again, mixing the show's art style with my art style and drawing an animal has failed me. It turned out even worse than Gumball did, and gross. No, I don't even know what I was trying to do here. I think I just gave up. I didn't even try on this one. I don't even know what to say. The art style in which the show draws its characters is very, very shape heavy. It's just a rectangle most of the time with arms and legs. I have zero practice in this, and I think this is my first time drawing animals in a really long time. And trying to draw an animal that's extremely simplified like that is even harder than I thought it'd be. On to character number 8. For purple, we have Amity Blight from the Owl House. The Owl House is about a girl named Luce that goes into an alternate dimension where she meets witches and makes friends with this group of witches called the Hex Squad. That includes Amity. Amity is actually Luce's girlfriend in the show, so she is shown a lot. And she actually starts out as a bully, bullying the Hex Squad, which consists of Luce, Willow, and Gus. However, she mainly targets Willow because they were childhood best friends. Despite her starting out as a bully, she slowly develops into a really sweet character. I personally think that, other than Hunter, her character development was the absolute best character development in the entire show. It was paced extremely well, and it wasn't confusing, it made complete sense. It showed her motivations behind bullying, and it was just really satisfying. She didn't turn out the best she could have been, but compared to the last two, it's definitely an upgrade. On to character number 9, which is Pink. For Pink, I chose Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is about two children, Mabel and Dipper, going to live with their uncle for the summer. While living with him, they encounter many strange things, including living gnomes, monsters, and paranormal things. Mabel is an extremely bubbly character that loves crafts and fun. She's very upbeat and positive a lot of the time. So I wanted to draw her in a fun pose that conveyed her personality, and I think I did very well. I was originally going to draw her holding up peace signs, but I realized that I've already drawn 2 characters holding up peace signs, and I didn't want it to be too many characters with peace signs, so instead I just drew her hands and like little fists, and like she has them up like hooray! Compared to the other characters, her pose is pretty relaxed, but I feel like it still gets her personality across. Out of all the characters on the color wheel, I think Mabel is my favorite, the way I drew her, because it's just very soft, and I was able to get my art style to mix perfectly with the show's art style, and it doesn't look out of place or odd in any way. However, I don't like the way her hair turned out, because I was experimenting with my blending on this one, and the hair just ended up looking kind of off. That brings us to the end of this video. I think that I did very well in improving my art throughout the characters as I went, because I'm very, very proud of the way that the last character turned out. I tried not to stress myself so much about the quality of how the art came out, so that this wouldn't be a stressful process, because art is supposed to be something you enjoy. It's not supposed to be a chore, and I am doing this for fun. Anyways, just thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then like and subscribe if you want to support a small artist. Bye!